The US government is reportedly building a master database, a powerful digital tool designed to track immigrants. But could it end up putting everyone's privacy at risk? Meanwhile, fashion powerhouse H&M is taking a futuristic leap, creating digital clones of their models. Is this just clever branding, or are we looking at the start of something bigger and creepier? And then there's Meta, back in the courtroom, accused of monopolizing the social media landscape. If the company is forced to break up, what would that mean for your favorite apps and your online life? Big tech, big questions, and big consequences. Let's dive in right now. Big moves behind closed doors. The US Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE, is reportedly building a master database designed to track and monitor immigrants. The plan? Fuse data from multiple US agencies and centralize it at Homeland Security. But not everyone's on board. A Democratic congressman is raising the red flag, calling for an urgent investigation into the massive security risks. So, what's actually happening? Why should you care, even if you're nowhere near the US? Stick around to find out. A precedent for how governments collect data? Well, this move isn't just about US immigration. It's setting a precedent for how governments collect and centralize data on individuals. There's a new player in town, and it's stirring things up. Meet DOGE, a US agency created to crack down on fraud and so-called wasteful government spending. President Trump set it up on day one of his second term, and DOGE quickly made headlines, partly because Elon Musk seemed to be running the show behind the scenes. But now, Musk says he's shifting gears, focusing more on Tesla, starting in May. Still, Musk and his team at DOGE have already left a trail of controversy. Why? Mostly because no one really knows what data their employees have access to, or what they're doing with it. So far, DOGE has accessed data from several major US authorities: the Internal Revenue Service, which handles taxes, the Social Security Administration, the Department of Justice, and the Department of Labor. All of these have huge databases with highly sensitive personal information. Normally, all this data is stored separately on independent, secure servers. That's on purpose, for safety reasons. So why is DOGE pushing to merge all that sensitive data into one massive system? This kind of central database would change everything. Instant access to sensitive information, fewer checks, less oversight. It's a massive shift. During his campaign, Donald Trump made a bold promise: dramatically cut the number of undocumented immigrants in the US, claiming it would protect national security and boost jobs for American citizens. As of 2022, there were an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants living in the US. Many work essential jobs like in agriculture or construction. And here's something most people don't realize: a lot of them pay taxes, even without a valid social security number. That's where DOGE sees an opportunity. By merging data across agencies, it could easily flag people working without proper documentation. Tax records without a matching social security number? Easy target. Pending or denied immigration requests? Just pull it from the US Citizenship and Immigration Services database at Homeland Security. But it doesn't stop there. Add biometric data or IP addresses, and you could geolocate individuals, track them almost anywhere in the country. This master database could become a powerful tool, not just to identify undocumented people, but to find and deport them in real time. Yes, countries need to find ways to manage and track migration. But building a massive all-seeing database, that opens the door to serious risks for everyone. There's a simple reason why government databases are usually kept separate: security. If one system gets hacked, the damage is limited, contained. But a master database, hack it once, and it's game over. We're talking about unlocking sensitive, deeply personal data pulled from dozens of US government agencies, all in one place. Information that was never meant to be connected. And in the wrong hands, that kind of access could be devastating. Cybercriminals could use it to target individuals, steal identities, or even shut down parts of the system itself. It's not just a privacy nightmare, it's a national security risk. The risks don't stop there. Any system that large is bound to have errors. A misspelled name, a mismatched file, a wrongly flagged profile. That alone could mess with someone's life. And once that so-called data lake exists, it's no longer just about immigration. It could be used to track people without proper documentation, entire religious communities, protesters, journalists, political critics, anyone the government sees as inconvenient. Even if it starts with good intentions, a tool like this can be repurposed for surveillance, intimidation, repression. Because once the infrastructure is built and exists, someone will use it. That's what critics are warning. So, while it might be sold to the public as a step towards stronger national security, it could actually become the ultimate weapon against civil liberties. This isn't just a story about data, it's a story about power. What's your take? We'd love to hear it. H&M is betting big on AI, and they're creating digital clones of their models. The fashion site, The Business of Fashion, shared images of these AI lookalikes. And honestly, they look super real. So what's the plan? Social media ads? Short videos? H&M isn't the first to do it. Companies like Levi Strauss and Mango have already tried using AI-generated models and faced major backlash. Why the pushback? Could this be a good thing? But first things first, how are they developed? H&M's approach starts with real human models. They capture loads of images from different angles, with different lighting, even in motion. Those photos are used to build a hyper-realistic digital version of the model. From there, H&M can dress them in anything, anytime. Other brands go fully AI. No real people involved. Just upload a product image, choose a model and a backdrop, and let the tech do the rest. It's fast, cheap, and looks convincing, making fashion ads as easy as drag and drop. And yes, some say this could be a game changer in a good way. Virtual models can be customized to suit specific audiences, from body type and skin tone to age. That means you might actually see clothes on someone who looks more like you.
AI models have tremendous potential to really talk to the consumer in a very specific and persuasive way, because they can look very similar to themselves, the consumer in themselves, or a family member, a trusted friend.
And it could help human models too. They can work less, travel less, and still get paid thanks to their digital doubles. So if the benefits are clear, why the controversy? Well, there are some serious reservations. AI companies say they're promoting diversity. Sounds great, right? But critics are pushing back, saying, if you really care about diversity, why not just hire real diverse models? Take this example. Artist Cameron James Wilson created Shudu, a virtual black model. He pitched her to major brands and fashion magazines. But here's the controversy. Wilson himself is a white man. And many people saw the creation and commercialization of Shudu as exploitative. And beyond the ethics, there's another looming problem. Trust. Will we even know what's real anymore?
I think very soon, if not right now, we as consumers feel really frustrated because we're not sure that image, that video, that recording of a voice it's actually authentic. It's almost impossible to discern what is real and what is fake, at least for the average consumer.
H&M says they will clearly label all AI-generated content, a step in the right direction. Maybe. But let's be real. Efforts to standardize AI labels, especially on social media, haven't exactly worked out so far. And there's an even bigger issue lurking beneath the surface: copyright and consent. Some AI models are trained using real faces and real bodies found online. Were those people asked? Were they paid? The answer most of the time is no. And even when a model agrees to create a digital clone, who actually owns that clone? The model? The brand? Or the tech company that built it? These lines are blurring fast. Is H&M acting responsibly? H&M says yes. Their digital models will own their clones and get paid every time they're used. They can even license their digital twin to other brands. Workers' rights group Model Alliance says this is a good start, but only if protections are legally enforced. New York State just passed a bill to regulate digital replicas and protect models' rights. Still, there's plenty of concern. If models start to work remotely via AI, what happens to stylists, makeup artists, or set designers? What about their jobs? So, what do you think about AI models? Are they the future of fashion or a step too far? Let us know what you think. The US antitrust watchdog is taking Meta to court. Why? They say Meta is acting like a monopoly, crushing the competition. Now, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, wants them to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp. But what does it mean for you? And what happens if Meta really gets broken up? The FTC first filed this case back in 2020. At first, the judge dismissed it, but now it's back and moving forward because of new evidence. In April, the trial finally kicked off with testimony from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. The FTC claims Meta bought Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014 just to eliminate them as rivals. The evidence? Internal emails showing Zuckerberg saw both platforms as a threat to Facebook's dominance. Just one day into the trial, Zuckerberg admitted he bought Instagram because its camera app was better than Facebook's own. Still, Meta says the case is weak and insists it's not a monopoly. They point to plenty of competition, but
the way that the FTC defines competition is different from the way that Meta defines it. The FTC is defining it more narrowly so that basically only a few companies like Snapchat are considered rivals. Meta is saying that their rivals include YouTube and TikTok and even Apple's iMessage.
This trial could take weeks. In the end, a judge will decide. Did Meta break antitrust laws? Why you should care about tech monopolies. Here's how Meta's massive influence affects you. First, worse products. When a company doesn't have competition, it doesn't have to try as hard. Critics say Instagram and WhatsApp actually got worse after Meta bought them. More ads on Instagram, weaker privacy protections, all to maximize profits. Meta, of course, disagrees, saying the acquisitions actually improved user experience. Second, data privacy. Meta collects a lot of your data and shares it across platforms. When your data is synced across apps, it builds an incredibly detailed profile of you. Even if you have nothing to hide, are you really okay giving that much information to one tech giant? Third, controlling public opinion. Social media is where millions of people get their news. If one company controls those platforms, it has huge influence over what people see and what they don't. It's not just about algorithms. To stay in good standing with President Trump, Meta reportedly paused fact-checking and relaxed moderation rules, opening the door to misinformation and hate speech. If Meta is found guilty of monopolistic behavior, the judge will decide what happens next.
This is a really important trial for Meta and also for the tech industry as a whole. It really will test how much the FTC will go up against big tech companies that have come to dominate our lives.
What happens if Meta gets broken up? If the Federal Trade Commission wins, Meta could be forced to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp. That might spark more competition and innovation. The apps could develop independently again, focusing on their original strengths, such as WhatsApp on secure messaging, Instagram on visual storytelling, not just TikTok-style reels. But there'd be trade-offs. No more syncing logins, no easy content sharing between platforms, and you'd probably need separate profiles to stay connected with your friends. So, would the benefits of competition outweigh the convenience of one big ecosystem? Thanks for watching. That's it from me today. See you next time.